Now, we'd just quickly like to quickly introduce participants from the 2013-2014 Jobs Australia Foundation Indigenous Youth Leadership Program. Now, these young guys here, yes, their names are Keshia Clark, James Morland, Brenden Pedersen, and Mike Westerman. Give them a big round of applause. Yes. Thank you, guys. You can talk.
Thanks, Sean. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and special guests. My name is Mike Westerman, and I'm pleased to be here as a mentor for the 2013-2014 Indigenous Youth Leadership Program. I'm originally from the Port Hedland region in Western Australia, and a proud Yamal man. I currently live, however, in Mount Isa, Queensland, in Kalkadoon country. So if we've got any Kalkadoon out there, that's good. The members of the Indigenous Youth Leadership Program would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, the Larrakia people, and to pay our respects to elders past and present. At the close of 2011, 18 young Indigenous leaders and mentors from around Australia completed Jobs Australia's Foundation's first Indigenous Youth Leadership Program. The young people and mentors from the program have gone on to take up leadership roles, getting involved in state-based government committees, the constitutional reform, and travelling overseas on international scholarships. Most recently, Paul Vandenberg and Kelsey Forrest were featured in the Reconciliation Australia magazine because of their exemplary work in the community. Tonight I stand in front of you as the mentor for the Queensland team. I'm one of 28 participants that the Foundation is supporting to participate in the second Indigenous Youth Leadership Program. As General Manager of Xstrata Copper's mining and processing operations in Mount Isa, I manage over 3,000 staff with annual revenues exceeding $1 billion. So why would I want to be involved in this program? Well, there are two key reasons I can give you. Firstly, it's about what I could offer the program. Having developed leadership and performance management skills over more than 20 years in the mining industry, I believe that I'm well versed in what personal attributes, values and behaviours make a good leader, and can share this with the young leaders and the group. For me, the quality of the program is also very important. I've seen my fair share of leadership courses and training programs that have failed to deliver long-lasting and sustainable benefits. The unique structure of this program was certainly a draw card and gave me some personal comfort that as a mentor, I would be part of a program that provides me with an opportunity to make a difference. The quality of the program is evident by the fact that we will complete a Certificate 4 in community development over the 2-year program.
Hello, my name is Brenden Pedersen and I'm from Darwin. Although for the past 7 years I've been living, working and raising a family in Alice Springs. As a director with the Clontarf Foundation, it has been my experience that young people who have positive role models around them, be it in school, employment, they can be supported to become more confident, more resilient, and be pushed that little bit harder to apply themselves and deal with the many challenges that life presents. I applied to be the mentor for the Northern Territory team because of the opportunity to mentor 3 Territorians, with our team name being Team Crocodiles, or the Team Crocs, across a 2-year journey that includes 2 mental and physical challenges. As mentors, Mike and I, along with the Jobs Australia staff and volunteers, are there to model the way, to live the six key leadership principles that underpin the program. The principles are to model the way, to inspire a shared vision, to challenge the process, and this is about committing to challenging ourselves and having influence on the communities and organisations that we are involved in, to enable them to achieve better outcomes for Indigenous people, to enable others to act, to encourage the heart, and to walk in the spirit of reconciliation. the Indigenous Youth Leadership Program, and tonight is an example of walking in the spirit of reconciliation. We have in this room Indigenous and non-Indigenous people committed to learning about how to be more effective in the delivery of services and programs to Indigenous people. Since the first gathering in January this year, what has struck me about this program is the way in which it has been developed, the principles, the support, the activities, which include 960 hours of coursework, of fitness training, and a fundraising project which involves each participant raising $4,000 towards a Kokoda trek. We will also participate in a 5-day cultural immersion experience on the Larapinta Trail in August this year. All of us involved in this program, the young people, mentors, staff and volunteers, are expected to step up and have a go, because the Foundation is very serious about supporting the development of exemplary, confident and capable Indigenous young leaders that live their lives with integrity and purpose and are able to make a difference.
My name's James Morland and I'm a member of the Queensland team with Mike as my mentor. I currently work for the Kokoda Challenge Association, which is located on the Gold Coast. Through my role, I have had opportunities to watch leaders and practice leadership. Because of these experiences, I'm very keen to further develop these skills so I can support other young people and help them become the very best they can be. However, the other main reason for my involvement in this program is my desire to connect and understand my Indigenous heritage and culture. As a young man growing up on the Gold Coast, it was easier for me to hide the fact that I was Indigenous, and was much easier for me to go along and believe the stereotypes as opposed to defending my culture and being proud to identify myself as an Indigenous Australian. I was disconnected from my culture. I had few role models and didn't know where to go to get the support I needed. When I found out that one of the principles of the program was to walk in the spirit of reconciliation, I felt that I would be allowed to commence my journey of embracing my Indigenous culture. I was also relieved and felt blessed that I had stumbled across this unique opportunity, an opportunity that would support me on my journey in reconnecting with my heritage. Across the 5 days of training in January this year, I witnessed Indigenous people from all walks of life, from all corners of this country, coming together with a generosity of spirit that enabled me and others who were young in culture to ask questions and begin to explore our identity, our history, in a safe and supportive way. I realised that I was not alone and that I would not be frowned upon or made shame, that I would be supported to learn to lead, but most importantly, to learn to lead as a proud Indigenous man. So tonight, in front of my peers and in front of everyone in this room, I would like to thank the Foundation because I can now stand up in front of you and say, I'm proud to identify myself as an Indigenous Australian.
Hello, my name is Keshia Clark. I'm from the Northern Territory and Brenden is my mentor. I'm a Darwin girl. My family has ties with the Daly River region and my grandfather is a Larrakia man. I feel lucky to have grown up in the Northern Territory. I'm surrounded by such a multicultural lifestyle where Indigenous culture is a big part of that. Growing up, I found it hard to understand our cultural kinship, and it wasn't until the last 5 years where I started to learn about it, and I know there's still heaps more to learn. My family is a hockey mad family, so from a very early age I've been involved in the sporting social environment. I started coaching teams from when I was about 13 years old, and since 2007 I've been coaching state hockey teams, and last year I got to travel to London with the Australian over 50s women's hockey team. Because of these opportunities, I've learnt that I have leadership skills, but I know there is heaps more I need to learn. I'm keen to develop my confidence and my assertiveness so that I'm able to have those difficult conversations and where I can stand up for myself and other people. I'm positive to be a role model and that supports many young Indigenous kids to go to school where they can get a good education. I am passionate about learning, teaching and passing on culture to the next generation of Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. As Brenden said, there are great expectations placed on us involved in the program. With the with the young leaders, mentors, staff and the volunteers. Right from the start, all of us had to set goals about stuff that we wanted to get, that we wanted from life and how we wished to lead in our community. There is no room for blaming, justifying or quitting in the program. There is, however, plenty of room for being courageous, taking positive risks. By having these great expectations placed on us, and with the support from people like Brenden and Mike, our confidence is growing, and along with our expectations of ourselves. I am very excited to be part of this program that is going to support me and the rest of the team excel as Indigenous people. That's physically, mentally, emotionally and spiritually. This quote, for me, it sums up what the program is about. Leaders must be tough enough to fight, tender enough to cry, human enough to make mistakes, humble enough to admit them, strong enough to absorb the pain, and resilient enough to bounce back and keep moving.
So the Jobs Australia Foundation, with the support of key partners such as Jobs Australia Limited, the Kangan Institute, Australian Catholic University, and the Tim Fairfax Family Foundation, invest significant resources into the one program. That program is the Indigenous Youth Leadership Program. The cost of this program is $40,000 per head. Many people are shocked when they hear that, but the reality is the Foundation is serious about strengthening Indigenous excellence in leadership. Cannot teach leadership on its own. You need to have the time and the space to learn, practice and reflect. And this is what the Foundation does through the Indigenous Youth Leadership Program. We know that at the end of 2 years we will have 20 young Indigenous leaders, such as Keshia and James, who are strong in their identity, have a set of skills out there making a difference and really leading the way. Thank you.